Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 2, recorded in the DeFont Leroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, and Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my co-host and cousin, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
What's going on, Pards?
Yeah, we're getting hammered by this storm.
Yeah, is it real bad or just like a ton of rain?
Oh, it's way worse than
really?
The rain has been beating us down. I wouldn't doubt if we've already gotten 12 inches of rain.
Oh, jeez.
My pool's about ready to overflow.
That's wild.
We lost a screen first thing in the morning because apparently Hurricane Irma added about 5 years to the screen. You get about 10-year screen life with all the wind and storms, but they said Irma added about 5 years just because of the 12 hours of relentless wind.
Oh, just beat it down. Yeah.
So I was like having coffee. I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I looked over. There's a screen.
Gone.
That's $75.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't care about that. It's just a matter of getting somebody over to fix it, you know?
Right, especially after something like this.
Right.
You're booked up for weeks. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the deal living down there, right?
Yeah, I don't know if because we're on the other side of the storm because the eye is way out off the Gulf. So we're on the, what do they call it? Like we're on the eastern bend, and I think that's where all the rain is. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been hammered. We're under tornado warning until 8:30. There was supposedly tornadoes like not far from us, so it's been crazy.
Nasty. Worse than some of the hurricanes that ripped through, huh?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, Irma was crazy wind, but we didn't get any of the water.
Right.
I was expected, and this has been just relentless. Like we couldn't even get Rhodey out.
Oh, wow.
We got him out before the thing started at about 8:00. We went for his normal walk, and she just got him out to pee real quick. He has a raincoat that he hates wearing, and when we put it on, he won't pee.
Really?
Yeah, it's just one of those things because he just hates it, and it feels uncomfortable, and he's so used to just being in his birthday suit, you know?
Yeah, sure, of course.
So we finally got him to pee, but it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, all night. It's 100% like all the way through tomorrow. It's just insane.
Not even slowing down. It's going to be like gnarly rain, or is it?
I think it's going to slow down, like, but it's just going to be a constant rain now for the next 18 hours or so. So
brutal.
I can't wait to pick weeds again next week.
Yeah, that'll be your big
another 95-degree day with the sun, and here we go.
Yep, be ready to go. So what are we talking about this week?
We're going to talk about your trip. We're going to do a little trip review.
I like that.
I'd like to know how many points did you spend for this trip? Because I got nervous when you gave me your totals.
You're putting me on the
calculator where it goes negative. It went red, and I started panicking for you.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't remember.
I'm sorry. This wasn't in the show notes.
It was not in the show notes.
So you're looking at about 18 times 10.
Yeah, I would say it was under 180 because it was 9 nights.
Okay,
it was
9 nights, 10 days,
16 and 18 or something.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I can pull up my spreadsheet because I have a spreadsheet here from when I was planning it. So let's pull up the spreadsheet and I'll let you know exactly how many points. But we did a split stay, 9 nights. We started at Boulder Ridge at Wilderness Lodge, and then we moved over to Beach Club for 5 nights. So 4 nights Boulder Ridge, 5 nights at Beach Club in studios. For now we're still
we can get into that at another point.
We're still in studios.
Your wife's unaware of this podcast, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
we don't need to let her start listening to this and our future accommodations that we're planning.
This would be a problem. So let's see what I end up with here. So I did Boulder Ridge and Beach Club ended up being 152 points total. for the 2.
Okay, so just a few points under what your yearly
My
allotment
contract is,
is.
yeah. Yeah, so 152 is what we ended up spending. Boulder Ridge was 16, 16, 18, and 18.
Oh, so just jumped to up 2 points for the weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's not too
then
bad.
Beach Club, um, what did that end up being? Beach Club was 16 points. So it was the same, 16, 16.
And 18 for the weekend?
No, I didn't
You
it
didn't
was
spend the
only
second
during the
weekend,
week,
but
yeah.
okay.
So, yeah,
That was a
100,
pretty good point. Those are pretty good values, don't you think?
oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I was looking at potentially, like, doing the Poly or, doing a split with Saratoga and the Poly, and that would have been the same amount of points because those are 20 during the week for the Poly, and it would have been 23 on the weekends for a standard at the Polynesian. So, yeah, Beach Club's a steal.
Beach club's a great value. Great value.
Yeah.
Because we'll get into it, but I mean, they're similar. I think they're similar to Polynesian, don't you? I
I
think it's
mean, there's different amenities, but I like the studios from the one I saw doing the tour. The studio at the Poly is a lot nicer. It has 2 bathrooms.
yeah, 2 bathrooms is game changing. Yeah, it's a
That's big.
beautiful studio. I'm just saying as you still get that kind of feel. I think they're both
Yes,
targeted toward a family with your kids' ages
absolutely.
because infants aren't gonna really enjoy the amenities that Polynesian and Beach Club offer. So
No,
it's in that zone for your kids' ages.
yeah, I agree with that, and there's definitely, the pools are comparable. I would say the Beach Club pool is better, but the Poly's probably the second best pool for kids.
Yeah, for kids, yeah, I'll give you that. Yep. They've got a great quiet pool over at the Poly. I'll
Yeah,
argue that the quiet pool at the Polynesian is better than their main pool, but
yeah.
that's from old miserable people like me who don't wanna be around kids.
Right, exactly. Um, I think the lobby now this isn't really what we're talking about comparing the 2, but just since we're talking about it, I think the lobby at the Poly's way better than Beach Club.
Yes, I
I
agree.
like the Beach Club lobby, but it's not a place you hang out in that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
The shops and everything, quick serve's better. Anyway, we'll get back to it. So we'll get back to the trip review. We started off July 10th. We had a very early flight out of Rhode Island, 5:20 a.m. Our flight left, and we landed down at MCO before 8 a.m. and got picked up by the car service. We took a stop at Publix, which was great. Got 2 cases of water, some beer, and some Trulies. A ton of snacks like Pop-Tarts, microwavable popcorn because, as you know, you have microwaves in the room. So that was a good snack that people liked
Pop-Tart's
at
a
night.
good play, I like that.
Pop-Tarts for the breakfast. I got
Yep,
some like
I like that.
granola bars, a couple bags of Doritos, some Cheez-Its. I got a big thing of that Gatorade powder because it was still cheaper than buying a bunch of Gatorade. Just mix it in with the water.
First experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had it before, but I don't buy it normally.
What do you think? Like, I've done a taste test and I can certainly tell the difference, but now, I mean, I haven't had a regular bottle because 'cause I'm so cheap, I just mix it up and throw it in my tumblers and throw it in my golf bag when I play golf, so I can't tell the difference, but
Yeah, I
do you
think
like the powder?
it's fine. I think my biggest problem with it is I'm used to the Gatorade Zero, and this one was very sugary to me,
I
very
got you,
sweet.
okay.
Because usually if I buy a Powerade or a Gatorade, I get the zero sugar one.
Oh, you get the
Just
they
just
don't have a
because
0?
maybe they did in the powder, I didn't see it, or they didn't have it at Publix that day or whatever. But
Because, yeah, I think I've seen the 0, but I might be incorrect.
regardless, I
Yep.
didn't get that. I noticed the sweetness of it, and it was hard to be consistent with how much because I was putting it into water bottles, not like a big thing. So I didn't have like a set
Yeah.
amount to put in. But it was good. It was definitely refreshing
It's
having
refreshing,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it takes care of what you need when you're
with the
in the Florida
electrolytes
heat
and
for
everything.
long periods of time, you definitely have to get those salts back into you.
Yeah, so I spent about $100 on the snacks and the waters and the beer. I
And
mean,
what does he do? Just drop you off and go wait in the parking lot and
yeah, you
he's
have 20
coming
minutes.
and
According to, like, the contract, it's 20 minutes that you have.
that's beautiful. That's more than enough time to grab
Yeah,
some perishables. That's
right,
great.
And it wasn't a big one because we didn't have a full kitchen, so I wasn't getting like bacon and eggs and stuff like that. I just got, snacks
Yep.
basically.
Yeah, you'll be doing a longer shop in the future
Yeah, absolutely.
as
Maybe
as
a
our
delivery
amenities
to the resort.
we upgrade our amenities, but let's get back to our trip review parts.
So the stop at Publix was great. We got to Wilderness Lodge by like 9:20. Dropped off, went to Bell Services. They took all our stuff, loaded it on a cart. We hung out in the lobby for a little. We went to check in. I didn't do online check in because I always like to do. I'm subscribing to you of just checking in person.
Don't you like the personal touch though?
Well, then you can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
They could see you there. They know, like, all right, we're here now. Like, maybe they find your room a little sooner, or it's just doesn't slow it down by any means. So I would rather just check in person.
Yeah.
So we did that. We explored the lobby a little bit. Went in the shop. We got our mugs because we had the dining plan.
Now, was that your family's first time at the beach club, or have you roamed
Wilderness
around like
Lodge.
in the past?
Well, we were at Wilderness Lodge first.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had been talking about.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm all confused.
No, because we ate there in December, as you remember. We had our brunch there at Whispering Canyon with you
Yes.
and Susie and the whole
Yes.
family. So they've been there. They know the lobby, but that's our first time staying there. My first time as well. It's always been my number one resort that I wanted to stay at. We'll see if it stays there after this
Mhm.
trip, but going into it, it was my number one. So we did do the dining plan, which if you want to hear about the dining plan, you could check out our other podcast, WDW Beyond the Gates. We did a dining plan review a couple weeks ago, so check that episode out. So we got our mugs, and we hadn't really eaten anything, so we got some snacks with the dining plan, and we went and had like a breakfast. We sat outside at one of the tables outside of Roaring Fork. We relaxed.
It's a great little seating area out there,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
The
great.
inside, there's not a ton of inside seating,
No,
but
there isn't.
I'll tell you, anytime we went in there, there was a table available,
Yeah.
and the outside section was wide open. So we did that. We ate. We kind of took our time. We explored around the grounds a little bit, just walking around between Boulder Ridge, looking at the pools. And then by like 11:15, I got the text that our room was ready. So we ended up going directly to the room, finding our room, and then called down to Bell Services to have our bags sent up because we wanted to do the pools. So that was really the first thing we did. We got our room. We had probably, I don't know, notoriously the worst room in Boulder Ridge, view-wise.
Yeah, you can actually check that view out. It's in our
Our Facebook group.
It's in our Facebook group.
I'll post it to this page as well. After this
do it. Yeah,
episode
that's
drops.
right. That's right.
So you can go to our Facebook page, Addicted to DVC on Facebook. Search for us there, or was it DVC Addicts on
DVC
Facebook?
Addicts is our Facebook group.
Okay,
This is
DVC Addicts.
This is all new, isn't it?
Yeah, I got to get used to the socials.
It's all new. We'll put those little 3M stickies on your computer.
Yeah, thank you. I have a sticky note in front of me. I just got to write it down. So we checked in. The room was nice. You have the kitchenette area. Bathroom's okay. I wasn't in love with it. It's a very small.
Is it a straightaway room, or does it have any like quirky corners? Is it basically you walk in,
pretty much
bathroom
straight?
Okay, bathroom, and then on the other side is where you have your mini kitchenette.
Yeah, you walk in, kitchenette's on the right, bathroom's on the left. Only a single sink, not a double vanity, and just like a regular shower and tub and a toilet.
And have the rainfall was just a regular.
It was a rainfall, yeah. It was rainfall.
Rainfall. Okay.
Not directly above, like kind of like.
But it had the big rainfall head. Yeah.
The big rainfall head.
Wow.
The bathroom was tiny though. Like the vanity area was okay. There was a closet next to the sink and everything, but like walking in, you could barely like fit by the toilet to close the door. Like the bathroom, very small. I was surprised how small the bathroom was. The shower was fine. The room was nice. The bed's comfortable. Has the pull down Murphy bed. Has the under the TV bed. Balcony's tiny.
Okay.
Very tiny, especially compared to Beach Club. Probably half the size, I would say. And we had a bad view. We were all the way at the end of the Boulder Ridge building. And like literally outside our room, you could see a dumpster and where they do all the laundry stuff. There's like a receiving dock dumpster. It was not a great view. But that being said, there are no view categories at
Right.
Boulder Ridge.
Sure.
I did not complain about it. It's fine. It is what it is. We got our room. I'd rather have the room early with a crappy view than wait an extra 4 hours and have a slightly better view. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
I
me.
can see both. Yeah, I can see both sides. The thing for me is as long as it wasn't noisy. Like if you're
No, it
hearing
wasn't.
trucks 3-4 times a day, that would annoy me. But just that view, you still had trees. Like the view, I mean, it was lousy. I'll be honest, but yeah, it's not a game changer. I agree with you 100%.
Like you said, if you're at Animal Kingdom and you pay for a Savannah view and you have that view, okay, you have the right to complain.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
If you pay for an upgraded view, or if you're in an upgraded view category and that's your view, you could say something. But if you have a standard and you're paying the least amount of points, you get what you get. There's going to
Yeah.
be some views that are like that. So I didn't care really. It was fine. I still spent some time on the balcony. We were on the second floor, which I requested highest floor, but second at least is higher than first. I didn't want to be on the first floor. I don't like first floor rooms.
Yeah, you've had your taste
My
of that
fill.
the past
Yeah, I don't need any more of that.
past few stays that you've had.
Yeah. So that first day we went in the pools. We checked out the main pool first with the little
Mhm.
water slide. We hung out there for a little while. We actually grabbed a lunch at Roaring Fork as well. We got a salad, and we kind of all split it.
Now, would
'Cause
you
we're
agree? Because you said that you were able there was plenty of seating. There was always seating available inside. Would you
Mhm.
say that quick service is primarily for just the people who stay there? It's not a
Oh, yeah.
destination. People aren't leaving the
No.
Magic Kingdom to go over there and grab a
No,
quick serve.
because even though it's a quick serve, apparently, Geyser Point is not a quick serve credit on the dining plan,
Yeah, we learned that when you were there.
which is ridiculous. That counts as a table serve, which is dumb because it's literally a quick serve. You go up to a window, you order, they give you food on.
What is it because their
They
bison burger's $3 more than it's gonna be at Roaring Forks? I mean,
I
is that
have
how
no
they
idea.
I don't
I
get it.
have no idea why. That's kinda BS if you ask me. Um, but regardless, people will go there as a destination, like Geyser Point is a destination,
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt.
Roaring Fork, no, I would say it's not, but it's serviceable for, what it is. We ate there a couple times. We never had breakfast there. I didn't do any quick serve breakfast until the last day when we were checking out, um, of Beach Club, not even at Wilderness Lodge. So we had a little salad because we were going to, another DVC resort for dinner that night, which was 1900 Park Fair. So we
There
did the
we go.
pools. We did both pools. We also did the Boulder Ridge pool, which is very nice. The
Yeah,
quiet
it
pool.
really is. It really is.
It's way bigger. They have those free cabanas that if you catch one of those, it's a game changer. It's phenomenal. Um, I'll talk about that in a minute. But we went over to 1900 Park Fair for dinner. Newly reopened since April, I guess. I hadn't been.
And I'll tell you what, Pards, I didn't really get into it with you because I kinda wanted to save it. I like this is almost Christmas for me. I wanna hear it
Mhm.
this for the first time.
So I was surprised. I had high expectations because when we went, what, 5, 6 years ago, it was pretty good for dinner. You came with us. It was before the closing,
Yeah.
obviously. And it was pretty good, I thought. I thought it was a good buffet, good character meal back in the day.
Mhm.
So I had high expectations for it.
Uh-oh.
And it basically lived up to them. There was nothing that I
Oh, it
had
did.
that was disappointing. No, everything was good.
Now is it gonna be
Um,
your typical? Because it's gonna be higher end, so did with for the carving stations, I assume that they were gonna have a skirt steak or
they had prime
prime
rib
rib. Okay.
and they had a porchetta. It was like crispy skin stuffed pork roll, which is
Delicious. I've had
porchetta,
it.
which was very good. I had a little bit of both. My favorite thing they had there was the gumbo. They had Tiana's gumbo was one of the items, and you put it over some rice. It was very good. It
Really
wasn't
good,
like
huh?
too spicy. It was just right. Um, they had, which I really liked, for the prime rib. They had like a sauce station, so they had like a creamy horseradish. They had a house steak sauce. They had a au jus, and they had a mushroom gravy that you could put on it. So on top of that, they had mashed potatoes, which were excellent. So on the prime rib, I put like the horseradish and a little bit of the steak sauce, and then on the mashed potatoes, I put the mushroom gravy, of course. So I got to try 3 out of the 4 of the sauces.
Am I putting you on the spot if I ask what the price point was? Do we want to? Are we right around the?
Well, I could go back and look at my
$9 or so
my dining plan spreadsheet that I have. I'll open the other spreadsheet. I think it was 62 for adults and 40 for kids. I'm gonna see how good my memory is here.
So we've discussed this in the past in our other podcast, but buffets. Our wives don't benefit from the buffets, other than the fact that there's a few different options that they can sample, but they're not going to eat $62 worth of food. Did your wife like the offerings?
Yeah, she liked it. They had a lot of, I'm trying to remember, the mac and cheese. They had like homemade mac and cheese. It wasn't even the kids section. It was in like the adult section. It was pretty good. They had like a curry chicken also that was good. Oh, everything was pretty solid. The strawberry soup, everyone was a fan of that. I didn't have any of that. They had a homemade chicken noodle soup, which looked really good.
I've seen that.
It looks like it was 57 because I put $72 for mine and I got a cocktail. So I'm guessing it was like a $15 cocktail. So like 56, 57. And the kids were 41 for that one. So that's pretty high up there. The character interactions were good. The kids enjoyed that.
Who are the characters?
There was Cinderella.
Oh, so it's the same as their
well, just Cinderella. It's the same as breakfast. Yeah, same characters. Tiana, Mirabelle, and Aladdin. Same characters as breakfast. Yes, because you went to the breakfast. I forgot about that. It was good. I enjoyed it. I would go back again for sure. The character interaction was good. It's a nice restaurant. Pretty relaxed. The desserts were good. They had a ton of different options for desserts.
So it's not a one and done.
No, I wouldn't say a one and done.
Good to know. Okay.
Yeah. It might be a while because now that your Gina's going to be 10 the next time we go, she's paying adult prices. So I don't know if I want to dole out $60 for her to go there, but it was a good dinner.
Okay.
You know, that's the problem when the kids get to that age. Now they're not eating off the kids menu anymore, and it gets, I mean, $20 more is a big difference on that. You know what I mean? Because now all of a sudden it's a $240 meal for the 4 of us. That adds up quick. I would go back. After that, we went to Magic Kingdom for a little bit because they had the extra evening hours for deluxe resort guests. So we had to take advantage of that, of course. We took the monorail, got into the Magic Kingdom, and the first thing we did was the train. We took the train over to Fantasyland. We got off there. We did Dumbo. We did the teacups, and then we got the heck out of Dodge.
Attaboy.
Nope. I apologize. We did the People Mover as well. Then we left. Yep. Then we left. It was getting late. It was a long day, travel day, long day. So we got out. We had an early breakfast the next day. So we left, like I said, early breakfast at Tusker House the next morning. At Animal Kingdom. It was like I think it was 8 o'clock or 8:15 maybe was our reservation. We got there. We caught a bus. Good timing. We used the app. It tells you like the bus times.
Yeah.
In the app, like when it's expected to be there. Our room was actually pretty close to the bus stop. The Boulder Ridge building is a lot closer to the bus stop than the
you're right. Yep.
The Copper Creek. So we timed it perfect. We got to the bus stop right as the Animal Kingdom bus was pulling up. When we got there before rope drop. So rope drop's at 7:30 with the early entry. And we were right there nice and early. We got in and we decided we had a little bit of time before our reservation. So we went over into Pandora and did the Navi River Journey ride. That was a walk-on. We rope dropped that.
Great.
Complete walk-on. We didn't even have to wait. They didn't even fill the boat we were on. We had the boat to ourselves. That's
insane.
Slow it was. Everyone goes to the other ride. I understand it. No one's rope dropping Navi River Journey, really. It was so slow, we almost did it twice, but not everyone wanted to go on it a second time, so then we ended up just walking over to Tusker House and checking in for breakfast. Great breakfast there. Now that's a definite redo. We had a
Okay.
great experience. Our server was fantastic. The food
Now
was
that's a
really
Fab
good.
4 over there, if I'm correct? Is it
More or less. It
mm,
was Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Mickey.
okay. I'm
So
sorry, the Fab 5. So, yeah, the Fab 4.
not quite. Yeah, no Pluto, no Minnie Mouse, but the
Okay,
other
so
ones were there.
close.
Pretty close. Really good experience. The characters are great. It was early, so it wasn't full. So the characters probably came to our table 4 or 5 times each.
Nice.
The girls loved it. They were talking to them, having a good time. The food was good. They had pretty plain stuff, but then they had some adventurous stuff as well for the breakfast. The omelet station was fantastic. The scrambled eggs there were so good. They're mixed
Were
with
they?
like the goat cheese,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they're
So is this
extra
similar
creamy.
like Bulma? This is kinda sounding like Bulma.
Not quite as extensive. They don't have like the big carving station, but they did have some ham. It was like pre-carved, and they had that same spicy mustard sauce if you remember from Boma.
Okay.
Um, they had like a chicken curry for breakfast. I had some of that. It was okay. Wasn't my favorite, but yeah, you have to try it. A little adventurous.
Right.
They had this egg dish. I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's like shakshuka. It's called. So it's a poached egg that's cooked in like a spicy tomato sauce. So
Okay.
it's in the pan, and like you put it over toast, like a grilled piece of like a little crostini, and you put the egg over that and put some of that tomato sauce. That was fantastic parts.
That's definitely different.
The only problem with that was because it's sitting out, the poached egg, the yolk wasn't runny. It was starting to set up a little bit. Like you want a poached egg, you want the yolk to be super runny.
Yeah, you're correct. Yep.
Well, it's sitting out under a heat lamp. It's going to keep cooking, obviously, in like the hot liquid. So that would be one downfall. But yeah, everything was good. Service was fantastic. We didn't get rushed. We had a great time. It started pouring rain that morning
Really?
while we were there. Yeah, but we ended up. It was great timing because by the time we left, the rain was just slowing down. We went over to right to the safari, which at that point it's now 9:15, 9:30. The park's been open for an hour and a half. Prime time, right? You would think Animal Kingdom, most people bang that out pretty early. It was like
Yeah.
a 15-minute wait. Posted 15-minute wait for the safari at 9:30. Basically a walk-on. We didn't really stop. It's just a long queue. So we basically had a walk-on for the safari, did that. We walked around, went over to Rafiki's Planet Watch, did the petting zoo over there, did the
Yep.
drawing class, which is
I
fantastic.
didn't know that they had a drawing class over there.
Yeah, right in the main building there at Rafiki's Planet Watch, they do a drawing class and they draw different Disney animals. They were doing Lion King, so we did Scar, who's the villain, for your information, from the Lion King. That was good. Petting zoo, the girls love that. Headed back over on the train. We had some snacks. Just an overall like pretty laid back Animal Kingdom day. The girls wanted to go into the dig site playground, so Sarah took them over there, and I did single rider on Everest. And when I tell you it was a walk on for single rider,
It was
like
a walk-on.
they were rushing me. They're like, "Hurry up, come on, it's loading. Get down to number 8." Like I basically had to like run to get on it. Like ridiculous. I think the posted wait was only 20 minutes anyway, but I was by myself. Why wait in the line if you're by yourself anyway? Just go to the single rider.
Oh, absolutely.
That was great. Did the single rider on that. Went over, met them at the playground. We did the dinosaur, spinny ride they have, Primeval Whirl. Walked around some more, and then we get the heck out of there. They wanted to go to the pool, so we left there probably 1:00 maybe. Went back to the resort, hung out at the pool most of the day. We were able to snag one of those cabanas
Yeah, I saw
at
that.
the quiet pool, so we set up shop over there. I kept going back to the room, grabbing some adult beverages, bringing them back to the cabana, and we ended up doing mobile order Roaring Fork dinner, and we ate it in the cabana while we were hanging out at the pool. We were at the pool probably till, I don't know, 8 o'clock.
Nice.
And then we finally went back to the room. We dried off a little bit, and we went down by the water near Geyser Point. And we watched the fireworks from there. The electric water pageant came by, and we called it a night by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we went to bed. So that was a good day. The next day, we just slept in. No rush. We didn't have anything going on in the morning. It'd been 2 kind of busy days in a row, early days. So we slept in, and we decided to go to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
And we got there around, I want to say like 11. No, it was actually like right around 11:30, because when we got in, we ended up going right to the Frozen sing-along, which started at 11:30. So we basically walked in as that was starting at 11:30. We did the Frozen sing-along. Then we went to get some frozen strawberry lemonades from ABC Commissary, which were very good.
Really?
Use snack credits for that. Yeah,
Now,
refreshing.
is it thick, or is it like a regular standard lemonade?
It's like Adele's for your Rhode Island listeners out there. Like
Gotcha.
a
Okay.
slushy lemonade kind
Slushy.
of. Very good, refreshing. Not too strawberry. It was more sour than strawberry, which is how I like it. I don't want the sweetness. I'd rather have the sour if I'm having a lemonade.
Okay.
That was good. We went over to Toy Story Midway Mania. I think it was posted as a 40-minute wait. We probably waited 25. We did that. We had lunch at Star Wars Outpost 7 or whatever it's called, Docking Bay 7.
Which you said was good.
I liked it a lot. It was a great use of a quick serve credit, because the meals were like $18-20, and they have cocktails there that were like $17. So it was a good use of it. The girls didn't love the kids meal, but Sarah and I both liked the meals we had. She had the ribs, and I had like the braised beef with some like potatoes and stuff like that. It was good.
Okay.
After we did that, we just kind of hung around. We didn't really do anything else. There's not a ton of rides, especially for them. They don't like the thrill rides too much, so it's not like we were going to do Tower of Terror or Rock and Roller Coaster or anything.
Yeah.
So we just kind of called it a day. We were there probably till 2:30 maybe.
Okay.
Then we left and went back to the resort and just chilled in the room for a little bit. And we had our dinner at the resort that night at Artist Point Storybook Dining.
Okay. This is one of the few restaurants on property that I have not been to.
Not in this current iteration, at least. You've been to Artist Point.
I like the old Artist Point. Loved it.
Now, I will say the girls really liked the experience. Sarah really liked her meal. She got like the vegetable gnocchi. She said it was the best thing she had on the whole trip.
Wow.
It had like asparagus and a Parmesan cream and like tomatoes and stuff with it. She really liked it. I got the pork shank, which was good.
Now, is gnocchi the potato kind of pasta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah, it looked good. I had a bite. It was good. It was good.
And you got the pork shank, and you said that your waitress talked you into that, correct?
Yeah, because I asked what I should get, and she said, "Well, do you like prime rib?" I said, "I do." And she said, "The pork shank's really good too." She said, "Are you having steak anytime soon?" I said, "Well, we're going to Steakhouse 71 tomorrow." She said, "Get the pork shank." I said, "All right, fine. You talked me into it." So I had that. It was good. It was fall apart, very flavorful. Came with like a polenta underneath. And then she even gave me the side of like the Yorkshire pudding popover that comes with the prime rib.
That looks good. Yeah.
It was very good. I was a little disappointed in the appetizers. The portions were very small. Like the mushroom soup, which I actually liked, was probably an ounce, literally. It was like 2 spoonfuls.
That's disappointing.
And like they give you 4 because there were 4 of us. So I ended up having 2 because Yergina Jr. didn't want it. But even then, it wasn't enough. They give you 4 shrimp for the shrimp cocktail. They give you 4, like, literally, like, one bite of each thing. Yeah, 1 bite of each thing. I didn't know if you could ask for more. I didn't ask. Maybe I should have. Because it's prefixed. It's all included. So maybe I could have asked for more appetizers. But
yeah,
I didn't do that. And the desserts, the presentation for the desserts was nice, but none of them were really that good. They had like a gooseberry pie, which was like an apple pie, which wasn't that good. They had a chocolate mousse, which was just okay. None of the desserts impressed me. The main courses everyone seemed to like, but the appetizers and the desserts didn't live up to it. And
So this totally sounds. Go ahead.
well,
Yeah, 2 dining credits.
it's technically a signature, so we paid
Yeah.
out of pocket because I didn't want to use 2 credits for it. It's like 65 per adult, I think, and like 42 or 43 for the kids. So it's an expensive meal.
250, right? With
Yeah, a
tip,
couple $100
250 with
bucks.
tip.
Yeah, I did get 10% off with my DVC discount.
Oh, you got the DVC discount.
I did get DVC discount, so I got 10% off.
That'll be another show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in another show. It was fine. It was fine. Like, the
It's a
experience
one
was
and
good.
done, it sounds like.
I wouldn't do it again. The character interactions were really good. The evil queen at the end is a great character interaction. She's very fun, into the character. The villains are the best ones because they can kind of be like snarky and jerky to you, so that's always a fun experience. Yeah, I wouldn't do it again. It's nice in there. The atmosphere is nice. The service was good, so I don't have any complaints about
Gorgeous
that.
restaurant too,
It's
isn't
a
it?
beautiful restaurant. It really
What a
is.
beautiful location that is.
Yeah. So yeah, one and done for that, I would say. And that was really it. After that, we just hung around. We did the arcade a little bit. And just hung around the resort and just chilled out.
Now, where is that arcade located?
It's right. So if you go by the store and go out towards Boulder Ridge, it's just on your right.
Like as you're going out toward the bus station.
You go outside and then it's right there. It's like the next building over. It's connected to it.
Yes. Yep.
It's called like Bells and something. I forget. Bars and Bells. No, that's the gym. Maybe. I don't remember. Either way, it's a decent arcade. It's not the smallest one. It's not the biggest one. It's nice. That was pretty much it that night. The next day, we did Magic Kingdom. We rope dropped Magic Kingdom, trying to get a lot of stuff done. And we did a bunch. We did Seven Dwarf Mine Train. We did a bunch of stuff around Fantasyland and Frontierland, Pirates, Jungle Cruise, all that good stuff. So we hung around there for a while. Again, middle of the day, we decided to go back to the resort. We had lunch at Roaring Fork, and then we had Steakhouse 71 dinner reservations at the Contemporary.
Okay.
So we ended up taking the boat over to the Contemporary, and we hung out there for maybe an hour and a half before. We had some time, and we just walked around the lobby and chilled out a little bit, did the shops, and then we went to our dinner reservation at Steakhouse 71, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Again, used the dining plan there. I paid for an onion soup. I had to get the onion soup for an appetizer. It's phenomenal still. It lived up to my memory of it.
It's so good. Yeah, you and I both had it at our lunch when you were in town a few years ago.
Yeah, that was like before the member guest, right?
Yeah, it was either the member guest or it was when you were in town for work.
No, it was definitely the member guest because we were supposed to play golf with the twins.
The Amish boys.
And they
bailed on us. That's right, because you flew into MCO.
Yeah, for that reason.
Because then we drove down. We just drove right down to Sarah Bay and played a quick 9-hole practice session before we played. That's right. Yeah, that's the reason why you flew into MCO.
Yep. So we ended up getting that. I had the strip steak, New York strip, with the side of the mushrooms. I asked what was the best side. She said get the mushrooms.
So what did they have other than portobello? A couple other selections, right?
Oh no, it's just like button mushrooms, like the regular small ones, just like grilled mushrooms in like a red wine sauce.
Oh, okay. Because I know over at Shula's, like they'll have the baby portobello and like 2 other.
I don't think they had any other. I think it was just the one.
Okay.
One type.
And it was like in a red wine.
Yeah, in like a demi glaze. It was good.
Now was that an extra side or did that come with it?
You pick one side.
Okay, so you got just basically steak and mushrooms.
Yeah, and then
you get a salad, right?
No.
Oh, no salad.
No, you get to pick a steak sauce, So I got the house steak sauce, and then I tried one of the other ones because she said you should try this one. So she brought out an extra one for me. I can't remember what it was, but they were both pretty good. I like the house steak sauce a little better. Sarah got the vegetable. It makes it sound like my wife's a vegetarian. She's not. She got the vegetable dishes at a lot of places just because that's what she was in the mood for. She got the vegetable Wellington there, which looked phenomenal. I had a bite of it. It was very good. A lot of artichoke, which isn't my favorite, so I wouldn't order it for that reason, but it was a beautiful presentation, and she seemed to really like it as well. The kids each got steak, and they weren't huge fans of it. They usually like
What do they
steak.
give? What do they give for the kids? Is it just kind of like a top sirloin?
Yeah, it's just a little. I forget what it was. Very small. I think it's like a 2-ounce portion or something, but
Okay.
it was enough. It was more. They didn't even eat it, so it was plenty. Um, it was good though. I mean, I enjoyed it. Nice. That was like our quote unquote fancy dinner because that was like a sit down that wasn't characters, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit more upscale setting in there, although definitely not. I mean, you know how it is in there. It feels a little fancy, but it's definitely not
Yeah, it's
compared
pretty.
to like California Grill or
Yeah,
anything.
you're right. No, it's pretty chill. I mean, it's like a
It's-
Twin Oaks for those of you
Yeah,
listening up in Rhode Island. It's great food.
it's a single
It's
serve.
not,
It's
yeah,
very
it's not fancy or anything. Like I looked at your cut of New York strip, and it didn't look. It's obviously a choice cut for what they're charging.
yeah. It's not like the most high end.
But it always makes me laugh whenever people try. You cannot compare Steakhouse 71 to Shula's or Yachtsman.
No,
And when
of
people
course
say
not.
Yachtsman's better, well, Yachtsman is double.
Right.
I think it's still a great value over at Steakhouse 71.
Oh, I agree. It was a good value because that was one of our cheaper meals. I know we had the dining plan, but even
Yeah.
looking back at it, it was one of the cheaper ones. I think it was like 150 for the four of us there with the cocktails. Which if we were going, I wouldn't have ordered 2 cocktails, and the desserts probably just one dessert to share instead of 2 of us getting dessert.
Sure.
But that was good. That was a fun experience, and then we ended up going back to Magic Kingdom from there, and went till it closed. We did a couple rides at the end of the night as it was closing. We did Jungle Cruise right as the park was closing.
Yep.
That was the last ride. So we got a lot done.
Riding that at night, isn't it?
It's great at night, yeah. We were able to do quite a bit because it was later. So that was good. And then the next day was our checkout day, moving over to Beach Club. I ended up
Yep.
doing. I'll end the part one
Yeah.
of this review on this
Sure.
story.
Okay.
I wanted to do the tour every day at 9:00 at Wilderness Lodge in the main lobby. They do a tour, like an architecture tour, history of the Wilderness Lodge.
Okay.
I didn't really have a chance to do it, so the last day I said I'm going to do this. When I got there at 9, Yurgina came with me. The other 2 stayed back to like pack up the room. I assumed it would be like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And the guy starts the tour. He says, "This is a 1-hour tour that will take me about 2 hours and 15 minutes to do."
Nice.
So, and he was definitely not lying because we were still in the Boulder Ridge building when I bailed at like 10:40 because I was like, I have to be out of the room in 20 minutes. I have to get back to the. So it was like an hour and 40 minutes, and he was still going strong.
No, were you guys the only 2?
No, there was 3 other like adult couples and then a family of 4. So it was like 8 or 10 of us total. He was fantastic, a great storyteller. The history of that is amazing. The way the Imagineers built it, talking about like the Transcontinental Railroad. A lot of the Boulder Ridge part is based off of like building of the railroad that connected the east to the west and the gold rush and all that stuff. It was really cool. I would definitely recommend doing that tour if you're staying there.
Now tell everybody who's listening, how do you go about? Do you have to go to the front desk at a certain time and check in, or do they just
9:00 and they just meet near the fireplace. You said just go over there.
And is it daily or just
Every day at 9:00?
every day at 9?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things that we did on this trip. So unfortunately I had to cut it short because we had to leave the resort.
Sure. Yeah.
By the time we, funnily enough, by the time I went back to the room, packed everything up, I came back down to get a luggage cart, went all the way back, came down with the luggage, and he was just finishing up the tour. So he still had like another 35 minutes to go.
Sounds
from
like
where I
our
was.
tour over at Grand Cal. Same thing. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be a 45-minute tour that was in an hour and a half.
Yeah. It was great though. So I was very happy about it.
I mean, those are those little things that people never think to do.
And my oldest daughter who came with me, she still will tell me stuff about the tour. She'll be like, remember, he said about this part, and
Yeah.
like little trivia things and talking about it. So like that's the stuff that they're gonna remember. I was afraid she'd be a little bored with it, but she was into it. It was really
Good.
cool. And they were talking about like all the history of Walt Disney with the trains, because they have that
Yeah.
like, train room. It was awesome.
He
It's
has
a
a train
great
room
tour.
over at Boulder Ridge, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fantastic. All the history of all that. It was great. Definitely would recommend that to any Disney nerds out there. If they haven't done it, do it. It's well worth the time.
I
But
kind of want to drive up to property just to do that.
Yeah, you might as well.
Maybe
They don't
grab, like, a
care if you're
post-
staying there.
7:00 at older at not Roaring Forks, but Whispering Canyon.
Yeah, have a
Grab
breakfast
a
and then
breakfast over there.
do the tour.
Do the tour. Maybe
be
do a
great.
people mover carousel of progress and head home. That sounds like a good day, doesn't it?
Sounds like a pretty good day
That's
to
a
me.
good day.
Go on the weekend. The guy that we had only works Saturday and Sundays. He does it on the weekends. He was fantastic.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You have anything else you want to add here, or should we just wrap it up for part 1 and we'll do the beach club half?
We'll do part
next week?
2. We'll do part 2 next week, and then after that, Kristen will be back from her business trip up in Rhode Island, and we're going to be doing our DVC cruises.
Oh, okay.
Part
Talking
1
about
through 37.
that. Yeah, right. We'll wrap us up, Pards. Tell us
We'll
all
wrap
the
it up.
good
You can
information.
find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at DVC Addicts. You can email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary up in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.